So I'm Josh Footer with the UGA Extension here in Cherokee County, and we just wrapped up a class on summer management for our blueberries. This is July 19th. We are in a critical window right now to manage these for both increasing productivity for next year, also health. So these plants now are out about year 4. So they're not to where they are too big, but eventually if we don't start managing them here to maintain size, they will become overgrown, like many of the backyard blueberries are for most people's situations. So this year, summer management, one, we would start maybe with collecting a soil sample, just making sure we're going to give them what they need in terms of pH and nutrients. And to do that, all we really need is a small hand trowel. We would pull back the mulch and then just get some of this very shallow soil in here from each of these bushes. We'll mix it together. Blueberries are very shallow rooted. We only need some of this top 2-3 inches of soil to make a good sample. So that's probably our step one. And then in a wet year like we're having, a lot of pop-up showers, after we do this pruning, we probably do want to follow with a fungicide application or two, because what we're going to do is invigorate these plants. Where I have unbranched shoots, I'm going to make a heading cut, create more side shoots, secondary shoots off of here. We want to keep this foliage on as long as possible, because the longer it stays on and healthy, the better fruit bud or flower bud set we're going to have for next spring. So that is our goal, is to tighten this plant up. For me, I would prefer to manage my plants with about a height of chest height, shoulder height to eye level. If you are shorter than me, just drop that down to fit your optimal picking zone. So not abnormal to see a plant at 3-4 years start to look like this. A lot of lower growth, just misshapen. So I'm going to make a few cuts here and then we'll show you the final result when I'm done. So my goal is just remove the lower stuff, the stuff going back towards the center, open up the middle of the plant, and then we'll follow up with some fertilization once we get all that. Okay, so we've pretty much reshaped this bush here. You can see a lot more open. Obviously it's still young, so we're still, our pruning goals are still trying to shape this into a permanent bush with a lot of nice thick branches. So you notice, you may see on blueberries of all ages, a lot of these kind of vigorous unbranched shoots this time of year. One last cut I'm going to make on this one before we're done is just a heading cut, so right above a leaf. That's thick enough. We're going to get shoots below that. Each of those shoots here over the next 3.5 months, by the fall, should have flower clusters out at the tip of those secondary shoots that come out as a result of this heading cut right here. So this one's basically done. We've got just the right amount of fertilizer. We've already soil tested. We know that our phosphorus is good, our potassium is good. Basically all we need is to kind of put a low amount of nitrogen, and so in this way we're going to use ammonia sulfate. That's a 21% nitrogen, and we've got just about 3 ounces in here. When I would use this material, we kind of spread it out and then just sort of scratch it in all around here in the root zone. Obviously not against the base of the plant, but out here in the root zone. Scratch it in. Hopefully after you've pulled your weeds, we still got some weeds on the back side of this plant. But you can see we're about halfway done. We would continue that. And then again, in a wet, kind of humid year like we're having, we might want to follow this up with an application of a registered fungicide on blueberries, just to keep especially these pruning cuts, young emerging tissue that's going to result, nice and healthy, vigorous for the next 3.5 months, so we can get even more flower buds, which are berry locations next year. So that's what we're doing here. The goal is before the 1st of August, so you got about 2 weeks to try to get this done, to have enough time to have those new shoots have actual flower buds on them for next season. So get to work. We're going to finish up our bushes here today and look forward to hopefully a productive berry season next year.